Cyber experts are warning Australians to be careful when buying Chinese cars. With modern vehicles hoovering up personal data, experts want those who value privacy to be mindful about where their information may end up.
More intelligent than a plane, more aware of your life than you realise. Today's cars know everything from where we live and work, who we visit, right down to the location of our favourite fast food.
Cars these days are computers on wheels. There's more lines of code in your standard car in Australia than there is in a Boeing 747 jet. Now, what does that mean? That means that with lines of code, with software, comes vulnerability.
Commercial enterprises globally are expert now at collecting data, but China's in a league of its own.
As the secretive state hoovers up information throughout our suburbs and cities. China is no longer an automotive minnow. Its companies, some state-owned, control more of our markets than ever before. Paul Marrick is the founder of the company Car Expert.
It's quite clever the way that they've done it. MG, for example, it used to be a sports car brand. A lot of people associate the brand MG with little sports cars. Same with Volvo as well. It has a lot of Swedish heritage. But now that both of those are Chinese-owned, a lot of people don't know that these vehicles are made in China and come to Australia.
A wave of once unheard of manufacturers are arriving.
BYD design.
Competing on technology and price. Senator James Paterson sees a different cost. He's advising Australians to avoid buying Chinese cars if they care about their privacy.
Certainly if you're a politician or a journalist or an activist or an academic who's working on issues relating to China or national security, then you need to be extra cautious.
He says it comes down to Chinese criminal law, which bends businesses to the will of the authoritarian state.
All Chinese technology companies pose a degree of risk because of a 2017 law called the Chinese Intelligence Law, which requires all Chinese companies and individuals to assist Chinese intelligence agencies and to keep that assistance covert.
Potentially giving the Chinese Communist Party not just information about military matters, but an inside understanding of something as small as how a business works to how someone may vote. It's all part of building what's called a pattern of life, your life.
So if we take, for instance, a car, that might give information about your geolocation, where you go, where your car stops, which you can build an inference about who a person is seeing, where they live. That is enough to start building a pattern of life. And then we pair that with network data, who your contacts are, who you speak to most frequently. Start to build a really rich picture about who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and even where you are.
In one instance, it's claimed a person, shown here, discovered he was able to dial into his Chinese manufactured car through its SIM card and activate the microphone.
The car was able to actually relay voice data from inside the car to the person listening on the other end, without the user's consent and also without the ability for you to terminate that call.
So what you're saying potentially is that conversation could then be listened to by a third party?
Without you knowing.
So this is a compounding problem and it's not going away anytime soon.
Jonathan Lee, Sky News.